Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and the New England Patriots have traded cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Carolina Panthers for a 2023 sixth-round draft pick. And look, we're not here to talk about how that move affects the Patriots or the Panthers. The Panthers are a Buccaneers division rival, but again, we're not here to talk about how that move affects either one of those teams. I do want to go ahead and clarify something, though, is that yeah, this trade can happen. I did talk about in an earlier video today that the Patriots had released Stephon Gilmore. That wasn't official until 4 p.m. today. So the Patriots could still trade Stephon Gilmore until 4 p.m. and they found a trade partner in the Carolina Panthers. But again, we're here to talk about the question that I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds right now, and that question is, why didn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers make this move? Why didn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers trade a 2023 sixth-round draft pick for Stephon Gilmore? That is what we're talking about today. So if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts about this entire situation down in the comment section below. I would love to read your thoughts as to whether or not you feel the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should or could have made this move, or whether or not you feel they should or could not have made this move. So go ahead and leave your thoughts about that. But let me go ahead and start off by saying this. I don't have an exact answer as to why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not trade for Stephon Gilmore, okay? I'm not in the Buccaneers front office. I'm not some insane Buccaneers media insider, nothing along those lines. I just have some theories as to why this move didn't happen for the Bucs, and I'm going to present those to you here today, and also talk about kind of what some of the vibes were from other teams around the league regarding Stephon Gilmore, and mainly his overall health being a concern. But let me go ahead and start off with this, right? Could the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have given up a 2023 sixth-round draft pick for Stephon Gilmore to the Patriots? Yes, they certainly could have. That is something they could have given up in a trade. Absolutely, that was an option for them. However, could the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have afforded Stephon Gilmore's current and potential future contract? No, they could not. They just couldn't. Right now, as it stands, Stephon Gilmore, he counts as a $5.7 million cap hit this season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have a little over $3 million in cap space. The Carolina Panthers, they have $19 million in cap space. And yeah, absolutely, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could have restructured a contract somewhere, done something to get that extra couple of million and make the money work. But at the end of the day, what did Stephon Gilmore want? What was the reason as to why the Patriots traded Stephon Gilmore? Well, one of the biggest reasons was contract problems. Stephon Gilmore wants a long-term deal. He wants to be paid like one of the top cornerbacks in the league. Period. That is what he wants. He wasn't going to get that with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Period. That isn't something that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can afford. That isn't something that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to be able to accommodate for Stephon Gilmore. The Panthers are probably more willing to do that. I think that the only way Stephon Gilmore joined the team was if he was released. They signed Stephon Gilmore to a one-year Richard Sherman type contract, and that was just going to be the situation with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers terms. That was how it was going to be played, was by the Bucs terms. There was no way the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were going to keep Stephon Gilmore on a long-term contract or give him big money. Right now, as it stands, the Panthers are more willing to do so. I know that he's going to play this year on his current contract, but after that, you know, it's going to be a situation where the Panthers, I'm sure, have already had some type of negotiations or agreement with Stephon Gilmore to give him the type of contract that he wants. The Buccaneers couldn't accommodate for that. And maybe Gilmore had a say in where he went. That's certainly something that you got to think of there. Gilmore would want to be traded to a team who would have been more accommodating to his contract needs. Point blank, the Buccaneers couldn't do that. Here is another thing you've got to think about here, for sure, 100%. If the Buccaneers traded for Stephon Gilmore, he would still be on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list that the Patriots had put him on to start the season. That means that he would be out until at least after week 6 of this season. Right now, as it stands, given the current circumstances of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, They need guys who can help right now, like a Richard Sherman, who you can just sign, bring in off the streets, and he can be ready to go in a pretty quick amount of time. They don't have the circumstances to wait 2 weeks for Stephon Gilmore to come back off of the PUP list. By that time, Jamel Dean will more likely be back. He will be healthy and ready to go for the team. And Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting will also be closer to being back. You also have Richard Sherman there as well. Again, we will talk about that in a moment, but regardless, the Buccaneers aren't really in a situation where they can trade for Stephon Gilmore, who wants a new contract. He's on the PUP list, and they have to wait 2 weeks to get him back. That's just a situation that isn't beneficial in the immediate sense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. Another important thing to note is, why is he on the PUP list? Well, Stephon Gilmore is still recovering from a surgery that he had on a torn quad, and right now reports are coming out that teams were concerned with how he is recovering from that injury and what his overall health will be. Now, Gilmore did come out and say that he is healthy, he is ready to play, but there is a chance that the Buccaneers were one of those teams that was concerned about Gilmore's overall health. They already have 3 cornerbacks who are injured and out for some level of time. Do they really want to trade for a 4th cornerback who's dealing with an injury? I don't know. I don't know, really. At the end of the day, I would say probably not. Another thing you've got to think about right here is the Buccaneers very well could have offered something to New England for Stephon Gilmore. The Patriots were free to accept any deal from any team that they wanted, and they might not have wanted to deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers point blank. They may have liked the Panthers deal more. The Buccaneers may have offered something. We don't know. At the end of the day, the Patriots chose to deal with the Panthers. Again, Stephon Gilmore may have had a hand in that. Who knows? We don't know if the Buccaneers didn't offer anything, and that is an important thing to make a note of there. And guys, at the end of the day, think about it like this. Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean, and Richard Sherman are all still on this roster. It may take a few weeks for all of them to get healthy, but the Buccaneers do have confidence in the guys that they have right now. While they may have had some level of interest in Gilmore if he was a free agent, I would say especially if he was a free agent, given the current circumstances, they also want to get their current guys healthy and roll with them, so the interest level may have only been to a certain point. Sure, if Gilmore was released and the Buccaneers could have played this situation on their own terms, yeah, I for sure believe they would have been interested, but giving up future assets for a guy who's dealing with a quad injury, he's on the PUP list, you're not even going to be able to get him, into the building and practicing for 2 more weeks at the very least. And given just the contract situation as well, the guys that they have on the current roster, a trade specifically would not have made a ton of sense. I've talked about this with Evan Wansha, the Cannon Fire podcast as well. A trade specifically would not have made sense. It just didn't work in terms of money. It didn't work in terms of circumstances, in terms of him being on the PUP list right now. And they have 4 guys right now that they like a lot that they are hoping will get back healthy and are able to play. Trading future assets for a 1-year rental of Stephon Gilmore, who would honestly, stunt the growth of some of these other cornerbacks the Buccaneers have. It just, the Buccaneers just weren't willing to make this type of move, I guess. It was something that they were probably interested in only to a certain amount. So that's kind of the thoughts on that. But what do you guys think? I'm not voicing my opinion one way or the other, by the way, as to whether or not I feel the Buccaneers should or should not have made this move. I'm just talking about some of the reasons as to why they might not have made this trade. Could they have made this trade? Sure, they certainly could have given up the draft capital to make this trade. They may have offered something again, but there are certainly some reasons as to why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might not want to have made a trade specifically for Stephon Gilmore versus signing him to a free agent contract on their own terms. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this entire video down in the comment section below. Again, give your thoughts on this entire situation. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.